Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So an interesting find, was out doing a little bit of dumpster diving the other day, and I came across this machine. It appears to be a type of sleuth machine or sleuthing machine. Not 100% sure. Would love the YouTube and scrapper community to help identify this. Comment down below with what you believe it is. Either way, great source of scrappable material. There is a nice copper motor on it, some either aluminum or stainless steel spokes here, a little bit of tin, some good stainless steel, and another great example that you can find almost anything scrapping on garbage day or dumpster diving. So what I'm going to do today is very quickly take it apart and more importantly show you how to identify the materials, separate them properly, maximize your profit, and divert as much of this away from the landfill as possible. So here we go. Gonna start with appliance wire. There were two appliance wires, this thicker one that I have attached to the motor, as well on the type of mat here that you see, another smaller wire. These wires, excellent source of scrap value right now, and they are different. This one, if I bring it up to the camera, you can see there are 3 coated strands of copper wire and an outer coating. This is a great example of 40% appliance wire. So things like vacuum cleaner cords, microwaves, dehumidifiers are all this category. They have the outer thick coating of plastic as well as the inner strands that are individually coated. And currently this is going for $1.62 a pound in London, Ontario, so Canadian prices. This one right here is smaller, thinner, and inside you can see there are 2 strands of copper. This only has 1 coating of plastic. So this is your higher value. This is your 60% appliance wire. Great items that you'll find like this are on different appliances and electronics. Lamps are an excellent place to find your 60% appliance wire. And this currently right now is going for $2.62 a pound. So almost $1 more. And even though this is not a pound, I do separate it for sure. I have a great big bag of 60% appliance wire waiting to go. I have a couple bags of my 40% waiting to go. Looking forward to bring that in. You do want to separate it as you are scrapping because I made that mistake a couple years ago, putting it all together, waiting to separate it the night before going to the scrapyard, and it was time consuming. So having it separated as you go, definitely going to take down some time, wasted time, more time you can use on scrapping. But again, great appliance wires here, great copper inside. These wheels here, I'm gonna first address these. They are individual spokes. I do have to remove this cap and the gears to get at them. But if I put a magnet to them, you can see that the magnet does not stick. And that means that these wheels are either going to be aluminum or stainless steel. Good stainless steel is non-magnetic. Aluminum never sticks. So what I want to do, the easiest test to identify what this is using my grinder to do the spark test. Both of them, if I put a grinder to them, they will identify it in terms of spark. Aluminum does not spark if I hit it with a grinder. Stainless steel will. So I'm going to take my grinder here, put on my safety glasses, and I'm just going to do it for the camera here, but random ones, just going to hit this one right here. So you can see that it did not spark. So each one of these wheels is going to be aluminum. This aluminum is going to be about 50 cents a pound. And aluminum, these wheels are not heavy, but there are a lot of them, especially when I start adding up both of these. Okay, I do have one that is coming out right here. Just going to see if I can pull it out. But there is, you can see a little bit of rubber inside. Hopefully you can see that. Right there, a little bit of rubber that I have to pull out, okay? But this is a great score with the aluminum, okay? The catch basin underneath, I just want to pull this out too. This catch basin, even though it does appear to have rust inside of it, you do not want to assume that it's going to be tin or steel. I want to put a magnet to it. As you can see, the magnet is not sticking to it, so this is non-magnetic. Again, this can either be stainless steel or aluminum. And there are categories of magnetic stainless steel at scrapyards. So if this did stick to this, this would be, as you can see with stainless steel, it does have kind of a nice gloss look to it. Stainless steel, magnetic stainless steel is going for about 17 cents a pound. So it's about 3 cents less than tin or shred in London. So tin and shred, about 14 cents a pound. Magnetic stainless steel, 17 cents a pound. You do want to see if it is worth separating it when you go to the scrapyard. If all I had was this, if it was magnetic stainless steel, and the rest of my load was tin, I'm going to leave it all as tin. However, if I had a nice big truckload of magnetic stainless steel, for that 3 cents more, yes, you are going to get a nicer profit. So it all depends on how much you have. But this is non-magnetic. So again, going to do the spark test because this is either going to be aluminum or good stainless steel. So here we go. So clearly this does spark. So this is an example of good non-magnetic stainless steel, and this is going to go for about 77 cents a pound. So there's a good pound here. So again, just want you to know, don't assume because of the rust inside, that rust could come from something else, which it clearly did, because good magnetic stainless steel or good non-magnetic stainless steel like this does not rust with a nice thick coating. You can see actually there are spots here where that coating flew off. So that was just built up over time. Okay, so 77 cents a pound on that. Okay, the rest of this does have a little bit of steel. I'm gonna just quickly see these spokes here. The nice thing is this wheel here, again, this is another nice piece. Put this bar, this armature or wheel here, guide wheel. Just gonna pull out some of these screws. Glad to see that there is no oil coming out of this. Okay, but this wheel here, just gonna pop off this frame. See if I can get my last bolt. Okay, and I do have a pry bar, but the stainless steel here, or the armature that you see, again, non-magnetic. So this pole here is going to be another example of stainless steel. And notice the thickness to that. It does add up in weight. So non-magnetic stainless steel. I'm going to pull out my pump or motor. Want to get this nice copper out of here. See if it's copper motor. Okay, there are a couple screws. There are a couple pins too holding this in. So just going to get a pry bar quickly. See if I can pop this tab off, cap off. Okay, just gonna do that. So unfortunately, this is plastic. You can see non-magnetic, this is plastic. So unfortunately here where I live, this is going to go into the garbage. Some places will take this. Some places can bring this to scrapyards, especially out east. I've seen some of my viewers comment that they get paid for plastic. Here, unfortunately in southwestern Ontario, there is none of that program, unfortunately. But I do want to make sure I get all of these bolts here. Okay, so a couple really nice bolts. These bolts, these two you want to check for magnetic attraction. You can see this bolt does not stick. So little screws like this and nuts and bolts that you can find, if they do not stick to a magnet, they are going to be also good stainless steel. I always have a small container close by. This has actually 7 pounds of stainless steel screws inside of a stainless steel jug here, so I'm going to get clean value for that. So they do add up. You do want to make sure washing machines, dishwashers, items that always are around water often will use bolts that are stainless steel and non-magnetic. So you do want to identify those with the magnet, separate them properly. If they were magnetic, I'm just going to throw them into my tin. Okay. Last item, I want to get this screw. I also want to check, sometimes these chains as well can be a nice score. Okay, pulling out all of these screws to get at this nice motor that I'm looking forward to opening. Hopefully this just slides out once I pull all my screws out. There we go. Okay, there's my chain. Yep, make sure I get all of my screws. I think that's another one. There it is. I'm just going to get that Some of these screws actually have a lot of gunk inside of them. So gonna be a little harder to get that screw. Just gonna actually grind this one off because that's hard to get. That was hard to get out. There is a gear on here that I need to also get to get at this motor. Okay, so there again was my little spoke that I have. Okay, if I can get this gear out, there is a small opening. I want to try and get this chain off. There we go. Okay, but here again, really nice motor. This is going to be an interesting one to tackle. I do have to try and open this, pry off some of this. Look at that size of that zip tie. But there is opening this. There are a couple bolts I need to get. The rest of this, do want to check it. This is all plastic, but these wheels going to take off. Really nice chain here. It is all oily. But notice the chain is magnetic, so if I can't use this chain again for something, at least it is going to go into my tin. But I have seen people sell different chain lengths for different things, so that is also an option. Or if you are into gears and engineering and all that, this is a chain that you could also use for yourself. But I'm gonna open this motor here. There is putting a magnet to it. A little bit of attraction to that for sure. There is going to be a little bit of work figuring out my different heads on this thing. Got to first of all figure out that. There is a little bit of oil on this as well. So going to have to take a little bit of time for this. I'm not going to use my whole time. If I cannot open this, I will include a link or the final tally of weight on this motor for copper recovery. I do also have a separate video on other motors that you can find, so I will include that. Especially this one I'm looking at, there is a lot of glue I need to pull off before I can even get to these bolts. So going to take a couple seconds here, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. But, so great copper going to be inside this. Copper motors as is. I can bring this in to a scrapyard. I can get electronic or a motor price. Currently motor price is about 30 cents a pound. Okay, so 30 cents a pound for this is going to be a nice price. This is heavy. This is probably good 5 pounds. Okay, but unfortunately, I am going to have to do a little bit of work on this. I think this is solid here. It looks like rusted over, if you will. Okay, but did want to show this item. Again, going to have to spend a little bit of time on this. But I will include in the link on the bottom the full weight of this, as well the different types of copper motors that you will find. But inside of this is going to be some really nice number 2 copper windings. Number 2 copper right now is actually going for $3.60 a pound. So an excellent item to open, get that copper out. Definitely going to make a lot more from the copper than if I was to bring this in as is. There is also the outer shell here. You can see it is magnetic. So a lot of tin there as well at the 10 cents a pound at some places, or 14 cents a pound in London, Ontario for that tin. So a nice item, interesting item. As I said, rule is non-magnetic is either going to be stainless steel or aluminum. The spark test, if it sparks, it's going to be aluminum or stainless steel, so 77 cents a pound. If it does not spark, it is aluminum, so going to give you your 55 cents a pound. Okay, the appliance wire, 2 different types. Get that appliance wire, excellent items. My 40% appliance wire, 60%, okay? Stainless steel, check for it. Here's another piece of stainless right there that I have. So a lot of stainless on here for sure. Good value. And again, you never know what you're going to find in the garbage. So quick video. Hope you enjoyed that. Please, again, comment down below. Help me identify if this is just a sleuthing machine or some other type of apparatus. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.